Hi guys, it's Beverly. Tutorial for the Mary Maxim Home for the Weekend Throw, and it would be a digital download. And so if you downloaded the pattern, because I cannot give you the pattern, it's copyrighted, but I am doing a video to show you how to complete it. It's a very different type of ripple. It kind of has up and down pyramids, I'm calling it, and of course I got it upside down. I always have it upside down. And I'm using the I'm using the Red Heart ombre yarn, and they are 10-ounce skeins. I did not use a whole skein to get to this point, and shout out to the person that mentioned that to me. So I think I'm going to buy 2 more 10-ounce skeins just for the heck of it, because it's really fun to make. It's easy. It's a 10-row repeat, and if you watch my video to get you started, you're going to love it. And I think I'm going to make mine 40 inches long so that it's a lap gan. So let's see. I got it upside down, so I got to turn it. Here it is. It's complicated, but it's easy. And what I didn't realize about it, because it's different than most ripples, because if you look, see if I can hold it, it goes kind of, can you see it, how it goes? It takes turns with these ripples going up and down. So they're more like cones is what you're making, or a pyramid, I guess, or a diamond shape. And see, then what would happen next is I would do some more rows of just the black and white, and then the next color I would do white like the red. Well, I like it. It's easy. It's an 11 or 10 row repeat, but it uses up a lot of yarn. So if you guys want to try it, in fact, one of my ladies said she had this book, and I'm going to link below. There's a website where you can do a digital download, and it'll walk you through it. It's Mary Maxim's Canadian website, and the pattern's on sale, and it's really pretty, you guys. It really is. Here, red, white, and blue, and then there's another one. I think it's the same variation. And that variation is called Optic Waves. Optic Waves. And the pattern, I think, is exactly like, because you cast on... Yeah, it is exactly like. It's just that they're using 2 colors. So instead of using like red, white, and blue, or black, red, and white, they're just using natural and a green shade. And of course, that's beautiful. It's the same pattern. So you could do, if you buy this pattern, you could do it in any color combination. But just know that it's a yarn hog or a yarn eater. Guys, let's go. So we have a chain of 160. So let's begin our blanket. So row 1 says to do 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're supposed to do 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook. Okay, and it says that beginning chain is considered, counts as the first double crochet. So with doing 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook, we have created kind of like a granny stitch. Then it says to chain 2. Now it says to skip 2, and in the next 8 chains we need to do a double crochet. Okay, so we have like our little cluster here, and now we're going to do 8 double crochets over the next 8 chains. So chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and now we're going to do 8 double crochets. One, sorry if the camera moved. 2, 3. Let me position my yarn and stuff here. So I got 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. Then it says to double crochet 5 together. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we go into the next chain, pull up a loop, and just pull through 2 and stop. So that's number 1. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop. Okay, now we've done 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have to do one more. Yarn over, insert the hook, and pull up a loop. Now when you do this, you should have 6 loops. And you want to draw through all 6 loops. So you yarn over, and you just slowly, you can turn your hook, roll your hook back and forth, and there you are. You have just double crocheted 5 together. Okay, now the pattern says to double crochet the next 8. So double crochet the next 8, and I'll meet you back because we don't want our video to be too long. Okay, so our dip here is our 5 double crochets together, and then we did 8 double crochets. It wants us to chain 2 and skip 2. So that's what we're going to do next. There's my chain, and then we're going to skip 2, and then over here it says to do 5 double crochets in the next chain. So we've got our 2 chains. We're going to skip 1, 2, and in this stitch we're going to do 5 double crochets. All in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more yarn. So I got 3. I need to do 2 more. Okay, so it said 5 in the next chain. Chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet in the next 8. So chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and then double crochet in the next 8 stitches. Okay. Okay. So we had our 5 double crochets in the one space. We chain 2, skip 2, and we double crocheted 8. So now what it wants us to do is it wants us to repeat the 5 double crochets 2 together. So we're not going to chain, we're not going to skip, we're just going to go right in here and do our 5 double crochets together. So you yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and leave it on there. So we want to do this so that we have 6 loops on our hook. Move over to the next one. Let's see how many loops we have. We have 5. So we're going to do 1 more. And so we have 6 loops. So we're going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. And if you get hung up in the middle, or if your yarn splits, I really want you to take them out and fix it, because it'll get easier. You can turn your hook different ways to try to get it through. Now it wants us to double crochet in the next 8 stitches. Okay, we completed that repeat, and as you can see, we're going up and down. So here was our down, here was our up, now we went down again. So then after that, then we need to do chain 2, and it takes you back to your repeat, which is chain 2, skip 2. Okay, chain 2, skip 2, and in this next stitch we're gonna do 5 double crochets in the same stitch. And that's going to be your repeat for the rest of the row. Okay. So hopefully you guys are taking notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you just rewind the video back to the point that you need. Okay, so we have 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this. So we're going to chain 2, skip 2, and we're going to do 8 double crochets, 1 in each of the next 8 stitches. And then after that, you're going to do 5 double crochets together, then 8, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so I did my 5 double crochets in one chain. I chained 2, I skipped 2, I did 8, I did 5 double crochets together, and I did 8. So now you would chain 2, skip 2, do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. Now as you can see, I'm only approximately halfway through my chain. So this is the repeat for the first row. So finish your first row and I'll meet you back at the end of row 1 and we'll do row 2. Okay, so I made it down here and I wanted to show you the yarn that I'm using. I think this is a really good idea. This is the Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. And if you haven't used this number 4 weight yarn, sure, everybody complains about Red Heart not being as soft as some of the other yarns, but this ombre, a lot of people like it. And if you look at the picture here, you can see that the color changes are separated by a lot of length. Because look, we did our chain of 60 and we did the first row, and this might be a good yarn to complete this whole entire project with. This is a 10-ounce skein and it has 482 yards, so it might just take maybe 2 of these to get it, or 3 of these to complete this blanket. So this might really be a good yarn for this project. But I wanted to show you what we have so far. And I wanted you to take the time to look at your work, okay? Now, if you look at your work, we started out with 3 double crochets basically. Then we had a chain 2 space. Then we did 8 double crochets, 5 together, 8 double crochets, chain 2, 5 double crochets in the same space, chain 2, skip 2, and again, here we go, 8 with 5 double crochets together, 8. And this is how you double check to make sure that you didn't make a mistake. So chain 2, skip 2, 5 together, chain 2, skip 2, and then we are back to this. 8, 5 together, 8. Chain 2, skip 2, 5 in the same space, chain 2, skip 2, here we are back to our 8, 5 together, 8, chain 2, skip 2, 5 in the same stitch, chain 2, skip 2, and here we are back to our 8, 5 together, 8, chain 2, skip 2, 5 together, chain 2, skip 2, 8, 5 together, and 8. After our 8, we chain 2 and skip 2. 1, 2. And so if we skip these two, that leaves us with 3 chains. And in those 3 chains, I made a mistake. So now I can help you fix it. Okay, so we skip 2, and in this chain here, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, see, I did too many chains, so I'm going to tell you how to fix it. So I did my last chain to skip 2, and in that chain I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Now if yours came out perfect and you're in the last double crochet, great, you're done. But me, I'm going to leave these 2 here, and later on I'm going to undo this knot and knot it back up to here. So I got to show you what happens if you make too many chains. Now if you don't have enough chains, let's say, just skip 1 here and then do them in the next one, because the point of it is to have the correct number of stitches when you finish with row 1. So if you have to fudge it a little bit, no one's going to know, because it's hard to count 160 chains without life interrupting. Okay, now I want to show you how to change color. The pattern says that we should be breaking our working yarn and attaching another color. And I have my red right beside me, and I'm going to show you guys how to add another color. Now what you do is this last double crochet, you take it out, okay, back to where you have 2 loops on your hook. So if you have to take the whole thing out, just do the double crochet till you have 2 chains on your hook, or 2 loops on your hook. You drop the working yarn, you grab the new yarn, and what I like to do is lay it on the back of the work. You don't have to have this tail humongously long. A lot of people do, but I usually don't. Okay, so I put it back there and I hold it with this hand. Then I put it over my finger to work, and I pull it through those 2 loops. And if you pull the gray yarn, you'll see that it finished off that row with the gray one. See? Now we're ready to go into row 2. And using color 1, it says to single crochet, no, excuse me. Using color 1, it says to chain 1. There you go. Now if you want to, you can cut this gray working yarn or your master color working yarn about back here, and then you can use this piece from before and tie these 2 together. And when you would put on your border, you can either weave these in or crochet over them. Okay, so for row 2, it said to chain 1. Now we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do a single crochet in each of the first 3 double crochets. So if you look at this, you have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So that means we're going to basically single crochet in the same one as the join. And so you can pull these yarns down. So that was number 1 and number 2 and number 3. Then in this chain 2 space, it wants you to put in 2 single crochets. So that means you go in the hole, around, and do a single crochet. Then you're going to single crochet in the next 8 stitches. And what I like to do is I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have to do 1 single crochet in this join, and then 8 more. And then you do in the chain 2 space, you single crochet in the space, and you go across. Now, when you get finished, you would have 157 single crochets. But I don't count at the end. I count as I'm going to make sure I have 8, and then 1 over here, and then 8 more, and then 2, and then 5, 2, 8, and so on. So that's what you're going to do, is you're going to, and the reason that you have to cut this working yarn from the row 1 is because you're going to be using it at the other end of row 2. Okay, so hopefully I haven't confused you. You're going to single crochet to the other end. Okay, I'll catch you back when I get done with this row. Okay, so now we're finishing row 2. So I did 8, and then I did 2 in the chain 2 space, and then there's 3 stitches here, and I have to make sure that you guys see them. So there's the first one. Sorry about the fan. Your girl had a hot flash. So there's 1, 2, and then this is a chain 3. So we have to go in the top of the chain 3 and get 2 loops. So you can stick it in however you need to, but you need to have 2 loops on your hook. Pull it through and complete the single crochet. But in this case, we're going to change colors back to our master color. So we're going to drop our red working yarn, bring up our master color, and use the master color to pull through that last single crochet. So we're tightening up our red yarn, and see, if you look, you have your last single crochet is finished in the red color. You can clip this off ever how long you want, and now you're ready to begin row 3 using your master color. Okay, so you would turn your work and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then you would put 2 double crochets in this first single. So you can pull that red. So right inside that first single crochet, we're going to do 2 double crochets. So we have 3. Then in each of the next 2 stitches, we're going to do double crochets. Okay, so basically what's happening is we're kind of doing an increase. On row 1 we had 3. On row 3 we're going to have 5. So we've got 3 there. Get some yarn up here. Double crochet, and in the next single double crochet, and now we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to chain 2 and skip 2. In this next one, in the next 6, we're going to do 6 double crochets. Now I'm going to pause the video and meet you back. So do 6 double, chain 2, skip 2, 6 double crochets. Okay, now if you take a look at my work, the first thing you're going to notice is I don't have any red yarn here. Well, remember I said that I decided that I was going to use that ombre yarn, and if you look, you can see it's already going from dark to lighter, and I think it's going to be really nice. So what we did so far is we did the 5 here, which was a chain 3, 2 doubles in the first or same stitch, 2 doubles, chain 2, skip 2, and then it said to do 6 double crochets. Now the next step is to do 5 double crochets together. So if you maybe already noticing a pattern here, we did 8 on the first row, and then we're doing 6 on the third row, and then the next row will be single crochets, and then the next row would be 4 double crochets, and that would be row 5. So on the odd rows, we're doing the double crochets, 2 less from the previous row, so that might sound confusing. And then on the even rows, we're going to do single crochets. So what I'm going to do on row 3, because we had row 1 was 8 double crochets, and so we're just going to follow the pattern. So we're going to do, we did 6 here, we're going to do 5 double crochets together, then we're going to do 6 double crochets. We're going to chain 2, and then when we get over here, we're going to do 2 doubles, on this side, 5 in the center, 2 doubles. So I'm going to come back and meet you right here and do it with you. So we have 6 double crochets. I want you to do 5 double crochets together, and then 6 double crochets, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so I did the 6, and I did the 5 together, and then I did the 6. So now I'm ready to chain 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I'm going to do a double crochet in the first two. Okay. And then it says 5 double crochets in the next stitch. And then, so we're going to do 5 double crochets in this next stitch, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in these 2 stitches. I'll meet you back. Okay, so I did 2 double crochets, 5 double crochets in the next stitch, and then I did 2 more double crochets. So at this point, I'm supposed to chain 2, skip 2, do 6 double crochets, 5 double crochets together, 6 double crochets, chain 2, then we're going to do a double crochet in the first 2, and in the center we're going to do 5 double crochets in the same stitch, and then 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and chain 2, skip 2, and so we're just doing that repeat. And remember, you're doing 6 instead of 8. You're doing the same 5 together in the center. And I'll meet you back at the end of this row. Okay, so we're at the end of row 3. And we're going to do 2 double crochets. Then in this last stitch, because it was a single crochet, which is right up there, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Make sure you have 2 loops on your hook, and we're going to do 1 and 2, and if you're changing colors in this last one, you would incorporate your red yarn or whatever color you're going to use into that last double crochet, and see, there it is. Then you would chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do single crochets in the stitches that we just made. So that would be, you would do 5 single crochets. Okay, so you chain 1, and this is row 4, because remember, the even rows are single crochets. So we would do a single crochet. Sorry, I'm going to get my other camera in just a little bit because the battery was dead. So you're going to single crochet in this first stitch. You're going to single crochet in 5. You're going to do 2 single crochets in this chain 2 space. You're going to single crochet 6. You're going to do a single crochet in the top of this 5 together. You're going to single crochet 6. You're going to single crochet 2 in this space. You're going to single crochet 9. You're going to single crochet 2 in this space. You're going to single crochet 6. You're going to single crochet 1 in the top of the 5 together, single crochet 6, and repeat that across the row. and then I'll be back to talk to you about row 5. Okay guys, I got my tablet back, so the camera is gonna be better from here on out. Okay, so this is row 4, and I wanted to show you row 4 is a single crochet row. And what I wanted to show you is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets here. So that means we have to do 5 single crochets. Now, over here on the very end, we have to go into the top of that chain 3 in order to get our number 5. Okay, so we put 2 singles in this chain 1 space, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And in order to get that 5th single crochet, we go in the top of that chain 3, make sure we have 2 loops, pull this through. Now, if you were changing colors for row 5, you would be adding your master color here, because the master color goes on the double crochet row. And I also wanted to show you how you count your rows. Okay, so this was row 1. This up here was row 2, because remember we went inside there. This is row 3, and this is row 4. Now we're getting ready for row 5. So you would join your master color and pull it through that last loop. Now we're going to chain 3 with the master color. Okay, I hope you guys can't hear the fan. Your girl's having a hot flash. Okay, we're working on row 5. So the first thing we did was chain 3. Now for row 5, we're going to do 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 4. Okay, so we're going to double crochet 2 in here. I'm really hoping you guys can't hear the fan. So we've got 2 in there. And then I'm going to do 4. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you guys want to see a picture of what it looks like when I'm filming a video, you go on my Facebook group, because there's a picture. I had my husband take a picture of me. It's really an awkward situation, but this is not a professional. Oh, I got some of this yarn from the other one in there. It's not a professional studio here. Okay, so I've got 3. So there's my 4. And if you remember, in row 3, we had 5, and now we're going to have 7. So as you can see, certain parts the numbers go up, and certain parts the numbers go down. Now we're going to chain 2 and skip 2, and in this next group here, we're going to do 4 doubles, and then we're going to do our 5 double crochets together and 4. That sounds kind of familiar. So we're going to skip 2, which is 1, 2, and we're going to go right in here, and we're going to do 4 double crochets right in here. So okay, like I said, it's not a professional studio. Okay, so let's see what we got. Right, so we're going to do 4 here. close up some more yarn. Okay. And I am liking how this ombre yarn is coming out. I mean, look at the 3 different colors I have. Okay, now we have 4. And so now what we've got to do is we've got to 5 double crochet together and then do 4. So I'll meet you back. Okay, so I got my 4 double crochets, my 5 together, 4 double crochets. Then you chain 2 and skip 2, so skip, skip, and then right in here we're going to do a double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, and then 5 double crochets in the next stitch, and then 4 double crochets. So 4, 5, 4. Meet you back. Okay, so that was 4 double crochets, 5 double crochets in this stitch, then 4 double crochets. Now you chain 2, skip 2, and then in this section, if you remember from before, we're going 4, 5 double crochets together, 4. Okay, because we did the same thing over here, so it's a repeat. So 4, 5 together, 4. Chain 2, skip 2. 4, 5 in this one, 4, skip 2, chain 2, and then 4, 5 together, 4. So that's how this row 5 goes. See you in a little bit. Okay, we're at the end of row 5, and if you remember at the beginning we created 7 double crochets, so that's what we need to do here. So we double crochet in the first 4, and then in this last one we're going to double crochet 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so I'm going to double crochet in this last single crochet and meet you back. Okay, so that completed row 5. Now for row 6, you would change colors and you would finish your last double crochet with your red color. Then you would chain 1 and turn your work with the red color, or whatever color you're working with, because I'm just really loving this ombre. It's just coming out so pretty. So this is a row 6. So with row 6, we know that it's a even number row, so we're going to do all single crochets. So we do a single crochet in this first stitch, we do 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, and we're going to do 4 single crochets and 1 in the top of our 5 double crochets together, 4 single crochets, 2 single crochets in our chain 2 space, 4 single crochets, plus we're going to do single crochets in these 5, so 4 and 5 is 13, and 4 more is 17, so there'll be 17 single crochets along here, 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, 4, and then 1 in the top of the 5 together, 4. And so that's how you complete row 6. It's a single crochet row with your red color or whatever color you're using. And I'll meet you back at the end of row 6. You attach your master color and you would drop your red color if you're doing the colors. Okay, now with the master color we are going to do chain 3 and 2 double crochets in that first or last single crochet. So we're gonna do 3 double crochets, and I'm gonna have to reposition everything here so that I can see my work. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have my 3 double crochets. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm working on row 7 using the master color. Okay, so you do 2 more double crochets in this first single crochet. I'll get some yarn going here. So this is row 7, and row 7 says to double crochet in the next 6. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that puts us right before our chain 2 space. So we had 7 on this row. So now we're going up to 9. So we have 3, and we're going to do 6 double crochets. So I'll meet you back when we get to the chain 2 space. Okay, so we have 9 double crochets here. We're going to chain 2. Let me bring that down a little. 1, 2, and then we are going to do 2 double crochets, and then we're going to do 5 double crochets together, then 2 double crochets after that. Okay, so we chain 2, skip 2, and we're going to do 2 double crochets, then 5 double crochets together, then 2 double crochets. Okay, we did 2 double crochets, 5 double crochets together, and 2 double crochets. Next, you chain 2 and skip 2. Now we're going to do 6 double crochets, then 5 double crochets in the next stitch, then 6 double crochets. Okay, so we're increasing this one because we decreased this one. So chain 2, skip 2, do 6 double crochets, then 5 double crochets in the center one, then 6 double crochets, and I'll meet you back. Okay guys, now I completed my 6 double crochets, 5 double crochets in the same stitch, then 6 double crochets. You chain 2 and skip 2, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets, 5 double crochets together, 2 double crochets. Okay, 2, 5 together, 2. Then you're going to chain 2, skip 2, and you're going to do 6 double crochets, 5 in the same stitch, then 6. And that's our repeat for row 7. Okay, I'm at the end of row 7. Oh, I just love how this is coming out. Okay, now row 7 was with the master color. And if you remember, we started with 9 double crochets. So we need to end with 9 double crochets on this row. So, let's see if I can, I'm going to put the light on shortly. I was using natural lighting for a little bit. It was good. Okay, so in the top of this single crochet that was from row 6, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. And then you would add your red color or your other color if you wanted to at the top of row 8. And row 8 is a single crochet row because it's an even row. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets in here, and then turn my work, do chain 1 and single crochet in the first 9 stitches, and then you single crochet in the 2 chain space, and then you would do your you would do your single crochets. So in this case you would have 2 singles, 1 in the top of the 5 together, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, and then you would have single crochets in all of these, and then into your chain 2 space, and you would repeat that. And that is for row 8 if you were using the red color single crochets. And so I'm going to meet you back at the beginning of row 9, because there'll be a stitch count change at the beginning of row 9. So see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're at the end of row 8, and make sure that you end up with 9 double crochets. Single crochets, excuse me. So you have 2 single crochets in the chain space, and you need to have 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the 9th one goes, remember, in the top of the single crochet. Now, that row would have been done with the red if you were going to do the striping. And now we're ready for row 9, which is a master color row or main color row. And on this last single crochet, you would join your main color. Now, for row 9 is going to be our double crochet row, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to chain 3, turn our work, okay, and we are going to turn our work, and we're going to do 2 more double crochets in the same space. So you have 3. Oh, my yarn is all tangled. Let me pause. Okay, so I've got 1 more double crochet here, and this is row 9, a master or main color row. So we have the 3 double crochets, the chain 3, and 2 double crochets. Now what we're supposed to do is double crochet in the next 8. Then we're going to chain 2 and skip 2. Okay, so we're going to double crochet 8 chain 2 and skip 2, and then we're going to do double crochet 5 together. So we're going to be bringing this in. So right off, let's go ahead and crochet these 8, and then we'll do the other. Okay, so I did my 8, and so on this end we have 11. I chain 2, I'm going to skip 2, and then in this group here I'm supposed to do double crochet 5 together. Okay, so we're going to skip 2, and so we're going to come over here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so we should have 6 loops on our hook, which we do. And I'm going to go through all 6 loops. So basically what we just did is we finished this triangle or diamond or whatever you want to call it. So now we're going to chain 2. Okay, we're going to skip 2 and come over here and double crochet this one, and we're going to double crochet 8, and then we're going to double crochet 5 in the center one, and then we're going to double crochet 8. We're going to chain 2 and skip 2. Then we're going to do 5 double crochets together over this part. Okay, and that's our repeat for this row. 8, and then 5, 8, chain 2, skip 2, and do 5 together. Chain 2, skip 2, 8, 5, and the same, and then 8. So that's the repeat for row 9. So I will meet you at the end of row 9. Okay, I finished row 9, and don't forget that you need to have 11 here. So you do the 8 double crochets, and then you do 3 double crochets in the last single crochet. Now after row 9, you would join the red one more time, and row 10 is an even row, so an even row gets single crochets. So you would join the red, chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch, and so you would have 11 single crochets, 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, then you'd have 1 double crochet in the top of the 5 together, chain 2, and then you would have all of your single crochets all the way over here to the chain 2 space. And then make sure that you end on row 9 and have 11 single crochets. So you'd have 8, and then in the top of the double crochet in the top, you would have your single crochet. See, there's 3 there, so you'd have 8, and then you'd have 1, 2, and then 3 in the top of there. So that makes row 10 a single crochet. It's an even row, and it would be in your red color. So you guys go ahead and do row 10, and I'll meet you back for row 11. Okay guys, we're ready for row 11. So row 10 was a single crochet row with your red color. And we're going to do the master color again. So with your master color, we're going to do row 11. So for row 11, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we need to turn our work. Okay, let me get myself situated here. Okay, and now I need to do 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, now we are going to chain 2 and skip 2. There's the 2, and then we are going to double crochet in the next 8. So I'm going to meet you back when we get to the end of these 8. Okay, I double crocheted my 8. Then I need to do double crochet 5 together. So double crochet 5 together. So what we're going to do is we're going to be double crocheting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to be doing 8 double crochets up to here. Okay, so even though we're going to be covering up these places, I'll show you on the other pattern. See how we did this and this? See, we went right over. So that's what we're doing. So I'll meet you back after you do your 5 double crochets together and then your 8 double crochets. Okay. I did my 8 double crochets, 5 double crochets together, and 8 double crochets. And as you can see, that's starting our next pyramid. So now what we need to do is to chain 2, skip 2, and do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. Chain 2, skip 2. Okay, so let me get everything positioned here. Chain 2, and of course I got to pull up my yarn. Chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 5 double crochets in the top or in this stitch. So let's do our 5 double crochets, and I hope you guys can't hear the fan, but you know how your girl gets her hot flashes. Okay. Whoop. so after I finish these 5 double crochets, then I'm going to chain 2. Okay, I did my chain 2, 5 double crochets in the same stitch and chain 2. Now I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to do 8 double crochets, 5 double crochets together, and 8 double crochets. So now you guys know how this row is going to go. So you can see we chain 2, 8, 5 together, 8, chain 2, 5 in doubles in 1 stitch, chain 2, skip 2, and then we're going to go 8. And again, we're forming our new pyramid, so we're going to do 5 double crochets together, then 8. So that's the repeat for this row. So I'm going to meet you back at the end of row 11. Okay, at the end of row 11, rows 12 through 21, you would do with just the master color. And you would repeat rows 2 through 11. Then after row 21, so you're going to do a whole entire repeat. So you would turn the video back to the beginning, and this part here is up here now. And you would use just the master color for this section. Then for rows 22 to 31, you would use your color 2. And so as you can see, you're going to be rotating your colors. But in my case, and you can always look at the picture, and hopefully you've purchased the pattern. I'll put the link at the bottom. And I am going to finish my blanket. I'm going to do it 40 inches or until I get to the point where I would start the border. Then I'm going to come back with another entire video showing you the border. But at this point, you have got the repeat. So continue. This is row 2 basically. No, this is row 11, and then you go back to row 2. So we're finishing row 11, and then you're going to go back to row 2, which is a single crochet row. Remember, the even rows are single crochet. The odd rows have the double crochets. Okay, guys, I hope you like this video. Give me a like and a thumbs up, you guys. Bye. And I have a PS. With our PS, you can email me with any questions. You can add it to the comments below, and I'll get you back on track.